Hey, what's up guys, Anxious here. In this video, we are going to be talking about a subject that is very important within the Dungeon Quest community. Because if you haven't already noticed, Dungeon Quest players have seemed to be really going down quite a bit. They used to be at around 20 to 30,000, they used to have all the players. But now it's gone down to around like 3,000, even 2,000 sometimes. Now don't get me wrong, Dungeon Quest is a very good game. I have no complaints for it. It has its ups and downs and everything, as every game, should have. I mean, if it doesn't, there's something we need to talk about. But we have people like VCafe and the blacksmith, and they're all working together to make a brand new map which should be coming out soon. Alright, for starters, if we go over here and we look at all of these games that they have, they've been doing some pretty nice updates. Every update that they do is pretty nice and stuff, all the dungeons. So right now we have Desert Temple, Winter Pirate, blah blah blah, all the way to Orbital. But something that did catch my eye is the fact that Egg Island is still a thing. Like, I grinded so hard just to get those freaking skins that I got, just for all of it to be almost worth nothing, considering I could have still continued to do it, even though it's supposed to finish that one day. That's one thing that I have about this game. It's just, I'm not trying to call him a liar. I'm not calling Vinny a liar. But it's just that he comes up with things that he says that he's going to do, but half the time he doesn't end up doing it. It's kind of crazy. Though most of the time he does end up doing what he says. But sometimes, just like this event, it can be very odd and it does not happen. Then again, we do have small updates that have came out, like this recent one that came out where you can check how many daily rewards you collected, or even the daily rewards themselves. I remember that came out. That was a fantastic update. Or even a tutorial for all of the new players, and even the Excalibur sword, which hopefully will come out within the next map. Now, after all of these updates we have, players still just want more. They want the consistent updates. And take a note that they're not like a huge company, like they're not making billions of dollars or anything. So mass producing is just not their thing. They can't really do that. They're just individuals trying to work on their own time to release content and gameplay entertainment for other players within the Roblox community. And I can understand how much stress that may put on, people like that, a small group of players that have to work on something like this. Like, I completely understand that. But at the same time, there's always room to grow and improve, which is what I think that should be an opportunity for them to grow and improve. Instead of them being a small group of players or a small group of developers that have to work on the game by themselves, what I think is that for that position, that area, they should allow other players to come and try to, work for that kind of criteria, get some more developers and get some more builders so the updates can be more consistent and Dungeon Quest can be a more popular game again. I believe that if they can work out some sort of method to get more staff on their side for builders and construction and all that type of stuff, Dungeon Quest will be a very much more successful game, because there'll be so many more updates to come out. There'll be stuff that the players would want to come out in the game instead of waiting around 3 months to even 4 months for a dungeon to come out, just for them wanting a new one to come out months later. So it's basically just repetitive, and it gets really upsetting and boring and can put a lot of stress on developers if you think about it. Alright, so for now I believe I'm finished with that subject, but now let's just go ahead and get on to all of our sneak peeks and upcoming updates that will be coming to the game. Alright, now if we go on the Dungeon Quest Discord and we go into the sneak peeks tab, you'll see that from the builder blacksmith, he actually has posted a sneak peek of one of the new maps on his Twitter. So if we go on over there and check that out, it'll just show that this little video is just zooming out of what seems to be some sort of volcanic thing. It looks like something from the Minecraft Nether, am I right? Alright, so if we look here, we already seen this part, but if we look right here, this is something we haven't seen yet, well, at least from this angle. As you can see, there's chains and stuff over here, and I'm guessing that that's part of the path, and there's gonna be some sort of enemies up here, stuff like this. So this right now looks like it's inside of a volcano, if it weren't full of lava or something, basically the Nether. Here we got another point of view. We got the path coming down to here. That looks like a really skinny path. Oh my gosh. We got 2 paths. That's something I have not seen in since the Desert Temple. Like a path where it's 2 paths. But I wonder if it's the same where you can only go one path, so you get trolled if you try to go on one of them. And right here it says that it's called the fire dungeon. I mean, that's pretty bland. That's also something that they do. They need to add some more creativity to this kind of stuff. Like the fire dungeon, dude. Come on, the fire dungeon. Like, don't get me wrong, they have some pretty cool stuff, but some stuff can just be very bland. You know, it needs like that extra amount of coolness. If I were to say something like that, it needs some more coolness to, you know, make it more unique. It needs to be more unique. And this right here is just telling us something about how there's going to be armor in here, and it looks very chunky. I'll say that. Looks like rocks. I don't want to wear rocks, to be honest, but you know, all right. This looks like, you know, sword models for the game. Yeah, they definitely look like weapon models. That looks like a helmet of some sort. And this right here is a new animation that is most likely for the dungeon. All right, let's see what this one will be. All right, the baseball swing. That was very, well, boring. If you're just gonna like just be swinging your weapon like that, hopefully there's gonna be more to it, you know, instead of just that back and forth, back and forth. Now we also must not forget that the Excalibur will be coming out any day now. Whenever this update will come out, like if I just run back over here real quick, as you can see, out of all of these runes, how many other 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Yeah, out of the 6 runes, there's only 5 of them out right now, and I have all 5 of them as you see. But once we get this 6th one, most likely will be our actual chance to pull this sword out the stone. Look at this thing. It's taller than me, and that's not even the full sword. That's only from like the handle all the way down to like, that's like 3/4 of it, and it's taller than me. Like, don't get me wrong, there are some pretty cool tall weapons in here, just like the Chaos Sight. That thing is huge, huh? Yeah, that thing is massive. Anyways, let's just keep in mind how Dungeon Quest creators may, you know, change their minds along the way, as Vinny obviously can do. Because their updates may be delayed, you know, they might come out a little earlier than we may think that they will. They might change some stuff. So that's the whole point of, you know, the sneak peeks, the rumors and all of that. Because, you know, they could be adding so much more, you know, like, heck, we might even have like weapon cosmetics from dungeons. Imagine how cool that would be. You know, like one of those katanas or something that they're holding, or even one of these, like, those would look freaking awesome. You know, it would be, if the community's ideas were converted into Dungeon Quest skins, I'm sure that there could be so much more, you know, money made for them, which would give them more motivation for them to continue making updates to this game, which will give us more purpose to play. So you see, if they can think 200 IQ here, they could be making a living while also making a very fun game. But that's just coming from me. Now, I'm not a businessman or anything, but I sure do know how I can try and influence, or at least I know I can try to influence other people, or try to, you know, try to convince somebody about something else that will make it, you know, worth their time or something like that. There's a lot more potential for this game, and I feel like they're using some of that potential, but I want them to be able to figure out how they could make this game a lot more successful than it has ever been. Because if they can figure out how they could do that, imagine how big this game could be. Because I remember back when Samurai Palace had came out, I believe that was the most popular time that the game has been. Well, at least how it was the most popular the game has been during that time. Because that was around when like 50k players were playing. Like so many players that you can't even count with numbers. But now it's just very low. Like it's low enough to be able to count to. And we don't want that. They don't want that. So if we give them a reason to lose motivation, that's just going to be enough reason for us to lose our entertainment and us to want to have to play a different game and losing all of the progression that we made on this game just because it had no updates. But anyway, that's basically all I had to say for this video. So hope you all have a fantastic day and stay tuned for my next streamer video. So I'll see you all later.